Hello YouTube world. I'm here to show you some really cool features that a Chris White or White Automotive radio modification brings you. Now the factory radio in the 2011 up Caprice it may look really cool, but it's not. They leave a lot of features disabled that are actually in the radio. So all these buttons that you see, they work, they do something, but they don't actually do anything. The only features that Chris White can't modify is because of the limitation of the actual radio itself doesn't have it, is the navigation and map. But everything else, CD, USB, iPod, Bluetooth streaming, phone, are all programmed into the Chris White modified radio. One of the cool features is that you get your USB playback. So you can plug in a USB drive and you can play back your music. Or you hook in your iPod or iPhone or iPad if you want to go that extravagant on here. Or you can Bluetooth stream from your iPhone and maybe another device that would be compatible with a Bluetooth audio. But the Apple products, of course, are the most compatible here. So during this video, I am going to have some muted audio just because of YouTube and their copyright issues, but currently I'm playing some royalty-free music. So you have your CD feature, which is available from the factory, and you have your CD playback. And you have your iPod support, so what you would do is you would disconnect your USB drive, and you would plug in your iPod or iPhone, whichever you may have, and it shows connected. You have your music playback. Currently I'm doing some Rammstein music, but of course I can't play it back because of copyright issues. But you can go and you can select back and forth between your tracks, and it's all phone switched. I must hit the button accidentally. It's all switchable from the display. So now you also have your Bluetooth streaming, which of course is not available because I have the iPod plugged in. So let me disconnect that. Okay, now it is streaming Bluetooth. So now you can see on the phone, it's streaming my Bluetooth, and on display, it's streaming the Bluetooth. Of course, I can't play the audio back, unfortunately. So we also have your radio, which everyone knows what the radio is and what the radio does. There's nothing advanced there that gets programmed. And another one of the features that is modified on the radio is the phone support. Now you do have to add your own microphone into the vehicle, but it's very simple. You just drop down the headliner, get a microphone and plug it in, and you're good to go. So we have the phone feature, and you can call history. Takes a minute to update contacts. So let's call this person the lunch lady. So now everything's running through the car speakers and the car audio. Of course, you can see my iPhone, lunch lady.
Why, y'all, hello there. Today we are going to have New York beef peanuts with a loaded baked potato, green beans, bread and butter, and for dessert, peach cobbler. Now, does that sound delicious? Now,
okay, and after you're done with your call, it goes back to the last place you're at, which was my USB support. Now, some of the other features that are available with the modified radio is you have your auxiliary inputs, you have front and rear camera, and DVD playback. So you can have a DVD player that you can watch, not while driving, of course. And you can have your front and rear auxiliary, and you also have a backup camera option, which I don't have the camera hooked up yet as well. So those are the other features that are added in the Chris White modified radio as well. Unexpectedly, while making this demonstration, I received a phone call, and which is a good example of how the hands-free system works, to where if you receive a phone call, you just have to push the answer button, or you can push the button on the steering wheel to answer the call. And from there, you have your conversation, and just like I showed before, when you're done with the conversation, it goes back to the same song or audio that you were playing back. So, as you can see, the modification that Chris White Automotive adds to the Chevrolet Caprice factory radio really brings out the true nature of the radio as it should have been intended, and also what the Australians have in the radios over down under. And I highly recommend this modification. It's very reasonable when you think about it, and all the features that you get, and the fact that you can't really add any aftermarket radios on these, just because of the simple fact that the LCD panel is part of the radio, and the radio is part of the climate control system, so you can't actually have the radio out of the vehicle, or your climate control system will not work. Now, everything is not direct plug and play. There are some aftermarket items that you have to add or make, and a lot of these things aren't actually manufactured specifically for this radio. But there's another link in the description where you can go to find out more information about these connectors. The easiest connector is a USB connector, and that goes into the side of the, as you can see in the picture. And that one is available at newcaprice.com. One of the members there can make that for you. Other than that, the video cables, those are a little bit more special. Those are still being worked on. But like I say, all the information is available at newcaprice.com. So, if this is something that you may be interested in, there's a link in the description that will take you to White Automotive and Media Services. From there, you click on the Caprice PPV Products tab, and it will give you all the information needed to have your radio programmed by Chris White.